Hey everybody, it's 2019, August 2nd. This is Sinner Baby. You're here with Stand Radio. So let's talk about the protesters, or the several people that were arrested after a protest at the ICE headquarters in San Francisco. Okay, the activists arrested who'd been there since Tuesday, apparently. Finally, the cops had enough of it, and 18 of them got arrested in front of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services building in San Francisco. There were 16 adults, one juvenile. They cited them for illegal lodging and released them. And then there was one adult booked into jail for illegal lodging and resisting arrest. You've got that going on. And then you had the protesters arrested for blocking the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel because they were protesting the federal immigration crackdown and blocking incoming traffic from Canada at the tunnel. And after being warned 3 times, they didn't listen, and so they were arrested. And, I can't be any more clear on this, and this is this is just something I feel very strongly about, is that, we have a lot of people here that didn't start out here. We have got like 25 million foreigners here, okay? I would hate to know how many of those are illegal, but I know there are a lot. But either way, these are not people who grew up here. These are not people who have, a lot of them don't have any respect. The illegal ones, the people that came here and crossed the border illegally already right off the bat, don't respect our laws, period. Which is why I feel that they can get their asses picked up and thrown right back over the border, and I just don't even care. I don't care if they have a ride back home. I don't care. I really just don't care. That's on them. If we were in their countries, we would either be thrown into some sort of a prison cell, probably hung or dismembered publicly, but we sure in the hell wouldn't be put back up in a hotel and then flown back at our leisure, to the country that we called home originally. We wouldn't do it. Kind of like all these people coming here, crying out asylum. No, that's not the way asylum works. You can't go through a country here and a country there and then pick where you want to land. That's not the way asylum works. If you fear for your life, which is what asylum is about, then you go to the first country that you can and you stay there. And in this case, most of them are coming up through Mexico. Okay, so that's where you got to stay. You don't just get to continue on through, right? Especially when these people are carrying in so many diseases, okay, first of all. And, it's already been, said that they're not doing what they need to be doing to keep these people in line with some sort of protocol and following any sort of policy to check them for these diseases. They aren't bothering. They're just letting them through. And then they wonder, how come so many people are getting sick? Really, they've turned California, like that whole area, that it's a third world country in California right now. These people just come in, they throw their trash everywhere. It's absolutely disgusting. And if you talk to these ICE officials, these people that are working at these security detention, whatever, as AOC so ignorantly called them, concentration camps, but these detention centers, these holding facilities, which is where you go when you're a criminal, first of all. And if you come in illegally, that's where you're going to freaking go. So I don't know why she thinks that's, it's not rocket science, But these people aren't starving. They're getting like Taco Bell and McDonald's like pretty much every day. And they're just wasting the food, taking a bite or two, throw it on the floor, and expect our guys that are like working their asses off there, babysitting these sickos, to just pick up after them. Like how disrespectful and rude is that? They don't respect the laws, first of all, because they come in illegally. Then they want to act like trash. I am sick of it. I am sick of all of them. I really am. I am sick of my country being the way it is right now. And every single one of us should be. We should all be pissed. A lot of people are, but we should all be pissed. You got more foreigners, you got, whether they're legal or not, you got higher crime rates, guys. You got, and then stricter laws because there's more government overreach, because these idiots are so used to their country's ridiculous laws that they're hoping the socialist and globalist agenda, not only take root here, but thrive, as they literally help open the door and invite this bullshit into America, because they have all these delusional views of how life should be. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people who've been institutionalized. from incarceration. You know, they continue going back for some strange reason because they need the structure. They need to be told what to do, what they can't do, what they can do, what they can own, what they can't own, etc. You know, it's like these people, you know, come here and because they can't act right, things got to, you know, it's just ridiculous. And then they think that, you know, they need to vote and blah, blah, blah. No, if you're a citizen in this country, you should be able to vote. You know, that's all there is to it. I don't feel like people that are not citizens and don't have citizenship here, I don't think they should have a vote. You know, and I don't think that they should get Social Security if they don't pay into it. And there's a lot of things I think like that. You know, I think that you know, it's time for us to open our eyes and learn. You know, learn and pay attention to what is going on because these people have come here after they screwed up their own countries and now they're screwing up ours. Whether it is something that, you know, personally, I believe it is a UN-funded migration crisis. That's how they have gotten their, you know, foot in the door everywhere else. And there is nothing good that's going to come of this. You know, look at Chicago right now. Democrats, gun control, give me a break. Wow. You don't hear them talking about the shit going on in Chicago. They're going to throw a fit over that Gaelic festival, you know, that because there was a shooting there, but they're sure not going to talk about the freaking what the Democrats have done to, you know, Chicago and how every weekend there's like basically a mass shooting, you know, tons of people dying in freaking Chicago right now. It's because it's a gun-free zone. And you know what? It's also a place where, you know, isn't that a sanctuary city? You know, heaven forbid that shit get out. They don't want you to talk about that, right? So, you know, while they want to let all these people in without vetting them, and not only is the disease and stuff we got to worry about people that have ties to ISIS and that have loyalty to ISIS and that have loyalty to, you know, everybody but here that are going to come in, be disrespectful of our laws, you know, you know, a lot of them are just rapists. The rape rates have skyrocketed, you know, the crime rates, yeah, if they're up, you can blame that. That's what I would say. You know, whatever you do, just keep in mind when you're looking up statistics, if you go, you know, make sure you're getting them in the right place, and then make sure that before you want to go blabbing about freaking, oh, guns are bad, blah, 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 keep in mind the number of shootings they show you is all combined, whether it's a good shot or a bad shot, whether it's a justifiable self-defense or not, okay? Over 2 million self-defensive shootings a year happen here, okay? And it's just going to keep increasing. Okay, and these jokers are going to continue to try to take our guns. Why? Because they're being paid off. That's the only reason why. Okay, and if you think they're going to follow these laws too, you already know they're not. Okay, they're going to go hide in their bunkers while the rest of us fight it out. Okay, and I guarantee you they're going to, you know, and leave us here to deal with the shit because in all honesty, that all is going to be still, it's whether they don't care how they get the outcome, but Agenda 21 is very much in play here. Okay, Paradise, California. Okay, Agenda 21. That's who implemented the road plans. That actually is what caused those people to all get stuck there and burn alive in their cars. Okay, how terrible is that? Okay, not to mention that wasn't a natural fire. I mean, I could go on about that, but my point is that Agenda 21 is who was responsible. That is what was responsible for the poor planned road that they went ahead. I mean, there was already a safety precaution put in play, so there was a good amount of roads for people to get out, but not after the Agenda 21 kicked in, right? Not at all. You know, the chemtrails that they're dumping on us. I mean, honestly, makes me wonder about that. You know, there was a billionaire Chinese guy. Let's see, what was his name here? I got it here somewhere. He was a Chinese billionaire. Yep, indicted in $1.8 billion tariff fraud scheme. China's Wang Holdings Limited, designed a plan to avoid paying aluminum tariffs and defraud investors. Its former chairman, Liu Zhongsheng, was also charged. Now, I personally am guessing that this aluminum company and this scheme has something to do with all the aluminum being dumped on us by all the planes and with the chemtrails and stuff. I think it's a great reason to cover and hide the tracks of what they've been doing, I think, you know, with that aluminum. But ironically, it turns out that the huge amounts of aluminum were actually exported to Southern California. And then the company, I guess, made bogus sales, orchestrated bogus sales to deceive their investors, according to the federal grand jury that unsealed, or the indictment they unsealed this week. Um, now stop and think about all this, the company's former president and chairman is among those accused of lying to Customs and Border Protection. And, yeah, I think it all just ties in. I really do. I mean, seriously, like there's gonna be, a day. I mean, it just all comes back to Agenda 21, and that is, not just an American thing. That is a globalist thing. That is a UN thing. That is a, you could go online and look that up, and you could check it out. It's pretty rotten, okay? And even if you look up Agenda 21 for Dummies, okay? And it breaks it all down, right down to feminizing the men so that there is not as much testosterone and not as much resistance to it, okay? America, there is a gun behind every blade of grass here, and they know that, and that is how come we haven't had to deal with the bullshit these other countries are dealing with. However, now, okay, now we're looking at some weather warfare, and if you don't think that's happening, you better stop and pay attention, because it sure is. Okay, they're flooding us out. There is a plan to make millions of us poverty stricken by flooding us out, ruining all of our stuff. I mean, look what all these floods are doing. They're killing the crops. Do you really think something's going to turn around and grow there soon? No. All right. There's already shortages of food. I mean, look at Walmart. Go to Walmart and look on the freaking shelves. The vegetables are not there. It's like 3 and 4 weeks before they might get another shipment in. Okay, what are you going to do when that shipment doesn't come in? Okay, they're not telling us all sorts of things. They're not telling anybody that they have discovered that there is a big volcano that is basically making itself and, as we speak underneath California. No, they're not saying that, are they? You got Yellowstone fitting to go off. You got a lot of stuff going on. We've just got a lot of stuff going on. And we've got a lot of powerful people with a lot of money that they're trying to take down who can pay off people, That's why Michigan State got sued for allegedly forcing conservative groups to promote liberal views, right? That's why you got, Pittsburgh Steeler, Merrill Hogue, he sues Roundup. Who makes Roundup? The bug spray? Monsanto, right? Yeah, and his exposure to that stuff, and everybody that's getting exposed to that, they're developing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, right? I mean, all of this. And you got to remember, on top of everything, the point is population control. And that isn't necessarily like at all. I think people are stopping and thinking that means they want to tell us what to do. No, that means they want to end a very large number of people in society. Okay? Because basically, in a nutshell, there is not enough natural resources left on the planet to sustain everyone. Okay? So these guys want to take us all out. Okay? So if we're not smart enough to band together and do what we need to do now, then apparently we're going to just, I guess, line up? Everybody going to just line up for the kill or what? You keep handing your guns over, that's what's going to happen. Okay, the people over in Beijing going off in Hong Kong right now, they understand. There are so many of them, they don't even know what to do. I mean, it would be like a herd of cattle running at one person. You can't stop it. It's going to trample you. I just don't understand why there's all these little nincompoops that are running all of us and telling so many people what to do like there's something, when really they're all just criminals. You know what I'm saying? And most of them should be definitely lose their spots in office immediately and end up in the freaking brig. Really, though. Just some things to think about. Everybody, I hope you have a good day.